Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Mr. Young. This is Fortnite, and I'm here with PodiAllDay.
Hey, hey.
And we just wanted to kind of show you a little bit of I don't know, a trick on how we did our fishing for the stretch goals. Got to get 250 catch weapons from fishing spots. You got to get 250 of them. So we found kind of a good way. We got it done in one night. So pretty simple. First off, we both jumped into Siphon, the game mode Siphon. It's a squad mode. So we jumped down there and then we headed over to, I think in the beginning we were trying to get outside edges, and then we went ahead and went over to Misty. Misty has a shit ton of fishing holes. It's crazy. So me and Pody ran over there, grabbed a boat immediately. Like, I hit a house so I could try to get a fishing pole or a harpoon gun. If you can get as many harpoon guns as you can, that would be perfect. So I ran over there to a cabin while Pody grabbed a boat, and we met up right in the middle, fished all those fishing spots. We encountered anybody, as you can see on here, we run into people every now and then, and we just did our best. But
yeah, the only thing I can think that doing it with a duo or even with a trio would have been fantastic, because then you could have had one person driving, one person on the lookout, and another person actually fishing the spots.
Yeah, definitely.
The only thing I could think that it would have benefited us is, when you're doing it, actually take the time and pick up a couple of the guns that you fish up, because in a moment's notice, maybe the storm turns weird on you and you have to make it towards that final circle, which we did a lot of times. We made it into the top 10, top 5, and then we didn't actually take the time to loot a weapon. So we're like, we gotta find a couple of things. But take that time, pick up a couple weapons, and be prepared that you're gonna probably make it to the final circle, and you're gonna have to end up fighting your way out of it. So,
and also, we're not dealing with just like solos or duos. This is a squad, so you run into somebody. Like, we did a no-fill, so it was just me and Pody.
Yeah, it was 2 versus 4s, but we knew that going into it, that we were going to put ourselves in that. But it does. So far, I mean, we essentially turned Fortnite into combat bass fishing, because we were more worried about fishing than we were about necessarily the combat. And given the fact that we were foregoing, all the rest of the stuff and just concentrating on fishing, it made you really vulnerable. So if you're not, you kind of have your head on a swivel and looking around and checking the corners, people are going to try to land that sniper shot on you or rush up.
But, which happened many times.
Yeah, but I mean, you take the time and loot up some of this stuff, you have a pretty decent loadout.
I mean, it's not impossible to not get this done in one night. I mean, I started with like 3 fishing spots. So we spent a couple hours just doing this, jumping in. We actually had a blast doing it too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like boring or anything like that. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, the key thing is to make sure you actually go after the fishing spot circles. Don't just randomly throw it out there, because it doesn't give you a guaranteed weapon. If you specifically target those circles, you're guaranteed to get a weapon out of it, because there's no healing items in the loot pool for the siphon mode.
And depending on the hole, you can get up to 3 weapons. So, like Misty has, I mean, I don't even know. We didn't even count them. I mean, there are probably 15 holes right around Misty. Yeah. So if that's 3 weapons a hole, and especially if you have a harpoon gun, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
We killed it with those harpoon guns. I think there's one section in here. It might be playing right now, but I had 3 or 4 harpoon guns at one time. Pody was barely even slowing down, and I was just boom, 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 just snatching weapons out of it. Yeah. So pretty cool.
We did notice that as we transitioned the map, going from spot to spot, that on most of the areas of the rivers that go to the different lakes, not to the oceans, on the fast-moving currents, we didn't find as many fishing spots.
Oh, yeah.
But then on the ones on the reverse side, there was tons of fishing spots, and then that led out into, the area of the center lake, or the area towards, the sands.
Just a few on the ocean side. There's, like you just said, a ton in the middle circle there, a ton over by Misty. So you've got looking for like ponds and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think it's great.
A lot there too for that small little area.
Definitely, yeah.
It had a lot, to
but
target those.
To kind of like bounce off of this a little bit, the boat is great for maneuvering and stuff. It's just really loud, and it's the only option for mobility in the game. So I did kind of want to talk to you about that. If what do you think about what's going on with mobility?
If you look at last season leading up to this chapter, how much mobility there was in the game, there was a lot. You had the sphere that you could launch out of. You had pressure that you could launch out of. You had all these different ways to kind of get around, and it seems like a lot of that got taken away. So I'm hoping that leading into this next chapter, they start to put in more mobility options, whether it's some type of teleport tube or some kind of launcher or another vehicle. It would be really nice.
Yeah, even just making the vehicles that are already on the map, able to jump into
usable,
and move
actually
around.
Usable.
I mean, I to be honest with you, I don't even care if they bring the jump pad back. I just need something. Sometimes in those situations, if you're in solos, duos, or squads, and you're far from the circle, and that first ring starts coming to you, it's almost a sure shot you're going to get hit by the ring. So you got to make sure you have bandies, make sure you have med kits. You're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit hard until you get to the circle.
Yeah. Definitely. I think, even going back to the season before that, how around... was it Tilted or one of those that had that tube that you could basically fly around the whole thing? It was like, that was so nice. I would use that like a slingshot to get into other areas.
Definitely.
And you could just off to someplace else, or even back to those platforms. What was that from? Those were
that was same season. Same season.
Yeah, same season. You can land on one of those platforms and those tubes and launch up out. Like, I think
get
mobility
anywhere.
Changes the meta of the game. Like, if you have
100%,
no mobility, you have no vertical takeoff. You're dealing with all opponents that are coming at you or they're building at you. But when you had that type of mobility, you had to contend with people falling down on you, people getting on top of a build. If a guy was a builder and they were getting up there, there was more options for the meta. You could do more things instead of just that ground and pound and everything is kind of stationary.
I agree.
I think that would it would help out the game, and they want to keep the community happy and keep it fresh and keep it lively. I think this is one of the ways you can do it. Add a little more mobility and
just a little, man.
Add in some new guns too, man. It's like,
for sure.
This has been the same loot pool this entire season. I know during Christmas time they had that. They were unvaulting some stuff to just kind of add a little difference. But, I think they should keep doing that. Just keep doing it where they put in a random weapon on a daily and then swap it out for another one. And just keep it fresh, and then it adds a different dimension to the game. So it's not, the same thing over and over and over. It's so stale.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree. But I 100%, I think we're on the same page about mobility. I think that they definitely need to do something. It definitely needs to play a factor. I know that's part of the game, and you got to get to the circle or you're going to die from the storm. That's a big part of the game. But if you're all the way on, I don't really know how to put it. If we're all the way on the outskirts, these little different fishing shacks and different stuff like that, all the way on the outskirts, and the circle's all the way on the other side of the map. It's just going to be so hard. Yeah, we have zip lines, but there's not that many. And at this point in time, right now, they're disabled. So we don't even have that. And so all we really have is the boats. And
just boats and swimming.
Anybody that's jumped in one of those boats knows you try to go on land. Yeah, you can with the full boost. But after that, you're just kind of... and no handling.
You're a lame duck. I mean, you're basically sitting there waiting for the boost to kick back in. And in that time, people are going to land a ton of shots on you. So it's not a viable land option. So
yeah,
Yeah, I think there does need to be something. Even if it was an unvaulting thing or whatever, they brought back some old stuff, but definitely some type of mobility.
Yep. Totally agree. All right, man. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about was, I wanted to show this. This wouldn't have been a very good video for everybody. Like, okay, jump down here and put a fishing pole in the ground and, that's how you do the challenge. I figured doing a little voiceover and then, kind of talking about mobility too would maybe some people are on the same page with this. Definitely let us know in the comments what you think about the mobility or, let us know what you think about this kind of video, because this is new to my channel. I do all the mission videos and challenges and all that stuff. So yeah, leave a comment down there. Let me know what you think, or if you guys want something else, let me know. So appreciate you guys watching. Also got my supporter creator code, MrYoung, MrYoung. Type it in the item shop. That'd be great. I would love that. And if you like this video, go ahead and drop a like. And please subscribe. And we'll see you back here in another video. Peace.
Peace.